Here's our peaches and apricots. These aren't looking great. These are the ones that were having trouble with that fungal thing in the spring where it lost a lot of leaves. They may not end up surviving, we'll see. Should suck, but there's more here in the front. Apricot, serviceberry, currants. Yeah, that bush looks amazing. Okay. We're gonna swing around to the garden. In the process of laying down more chip mulch. And some garlic starting to get pretty big already. More garlic. Some peas under net. Onions. Got some brassicas in here under the cover. Try to keep the moths away. So this is one of the first hugels we built, probably in, I'd have to look, I want to say like 2016 maybe, 2015. And so this year we finally built it back up because it had collapsed. You can see over here where these strawberries are. This is all part of the same hugel. It's like a U-shaped hugel. You can see how much that soil has dropped down. So both of these had kind of dropped that far down. So we put a bunch of new wood in. And ready to start using this again. And the end of this one as well, built back up. Some tulips out here now, in addition to being in front of the house, which is kind of fun. We're expanding the front of the garden here because I don't know if you can see, but between the house and the garden here, it's just muck. In this low spot, it collects water. So eventually this may just all be a garden or a, like a nice patio area, garden area thing. So we're gradually expanding this. Those are new hugel. This one I don't know if we'll use this year or not. I don't really have dirt to put on top of it, but we might be able to make something work. The new greenhouse. Full of plants right now. I really like that I got a little bit of a bigger greenhouse. This is a good size for us, I think. Apples that we're trying to get the grafts to grow. See it scattered around. A lot of tomatoes and peppers. This is a lasagna bed that we'll probably let break down this year and use next year. Same here. I made this bed that so we can put like beans or like soybeans or limas in here, because then the rabbits won't be able to get in, theoretically. So that's why there's a cage around this one. So if this works, we might do this a bit more. This was a strawberry bed that I've been trying to weed. It's just like taken over by grass. This was a bed, but it's just full of roots, I think, from this tree, but I'm not positive. But like if you dig into the soil, it's just a mass of like little roots. So we end up just putting a couple currants in here. We'll just make this more of a bush area. I think that'll work well. And then we're still thinking about here. You see the wall is getting repaired a bit. Still making this into like a little sitting area. I'm gonna bring in some stone and get a bench. Maybe we'll put a fountain in. I don't know. We haven't decided yet, but this will be more of a kind of little zen area. So that's the garden. Let's see rhubarb. rhubarb, mint coming back. Apple tree there. Probably gonna put a few more bushes here. Maybe some more blueberries or honeyberry or something. Go around this way. Completely reworked this area. A lot more chips to find, the area a bit bigger because the grass likes to creep in otherwise. It's a bit better. And these raspberries look really good this year. Hoping they expand over into there. That patch is still not. I've redug that several times. But we'll see. It's cleaned up pretty good. Maybe it just needs to reestablish. This is the original blackberry patch. And I just kind of almost doubled the size of the enclosed area. We'll probably put netting over it. But part of the reason we moved some blackberries out into the pasture is just to keep the deer away. They love to munch on these things. For the most part, these are canes like raspberries, so you'll get some leaves coming back on I think it's last year or last fall's growth. But then you'll get new growth coming up. And it's just starting, as you can see. So let's walk around the end here. Look at the orchard briefly. Our Spitzenberg, which was one of the first trees we ever planted, has finally succumbed to something after about 10 years. Never did produce very well either. You can see the base of the tree. I think it ended up getting girdled or some fire blight maybe. It's hard to tell, but it wasn't looking good last year and it's fully dead now. Stuck in here. I feel like we don't have as many blooms this year as last year. I don't know if it's some of these trees are kind of doing more of a biennial thing, or for instance, this is that Geneva that was so beautiful last year. It hasn't had near as many blossoms this year, which is sad because we got a really good crop last year. But hard to tell. We didn't really get a frost, so it wasn't that. Crab apple. Sometimes you can see if they're pollinated, you can see the little apple bulbules start to form. Grimes golden. That looks pretty good. I mean, that one's got really good bloom set. So we'll see. You can see some of these trees, like this cherry has gotten huge. This Harrison is doing really well. I think I'm going to grow some more of these because they're kind of a bit more disease resistant. Kingston Black, which is a crab apple, a cider apple, tends to bloom a little later, more of a fall crop. Same there, round snout. You can see it isn't even leafed out yet. This is I think this is a tree this is a tree I grafted, I believe. And another one here. This is a spy. This is what not to do. Don't get too close to the tree with the weed whacker, or it will die. Anyway, so that's some nice view of the orchard. I don't know if we'll get quite as good of a fruit set as we did last year, because like I said, I think some of these tend to do every other year, but we'll see what happens. And that's the view from the orchard. You can see the wall, house and everything, the valley. Tractor. The greenhouse. And that's property walkthrough in 2025.